we're starting it now?
Around me, I need to feel your touch. I need your understanding, I need your love so much. You tell me that you love me so, you tell me that you care, but when I need you, baby, you're never there. On the phone, long distance, always through such strong resistance. First you say, I wonder if you even miss me. Never there, you're never there. You're never, ever, ever, ever there.
Beaner was just Beaner. I mean, it's funny because a lot of Beaner's mannerisms and that's what I can say, that it was just Beaner.
A golden bird that flies away, a candle's fickle flame. To think I held you yesterday, our love was just a game.
I have Beaner in 6 words.
Hysterical.
Fun. Hysterical.
Handsome. Loud.
Crazy.
Inappropriate.
Loving.
You brought me here. Where are we?
Well, we are in the Mill Grove Bird Sanctuary. This is where we used to live in an apartment up there, Mill Grove Apartments, and there's a bird sanctuary attached to it. Me and Beaner used to come back here all the time, mainly to get away from you and Mom so we could smoke pot. But
Sit here, right?
sit here, I mean, the whole place, really. Beaner was blamed for everything.
And that is a fake iPod makeup kit.
Is that Hannah Montana?
Peter,
What?
you could have done better and get me a real one.
What?
What, a real iPod?
A real iPod?
I got an iPod makeup kit.
Why didn't you get her a real iPod?
What do you say?
I don't know.
Why didn't you spend $400?
Whenever something happened or broke or whatever, if he got the blame, everybody believed it because, I don't know, he was a troublemaker, so. And Danny, the little bastard, would always like do shit all weekend, and when he would like break something or like did something wrong.
And they said Beaner did it, and Beaner wasn't even there.
I used to say Jimmy Ryan did it.
Jimmy Ryan, that's it. Jimmy Ryan did it.
Jimmy Ryan did it, Jimmy Ryan did it. He caught shit for that the entire vacation. And then everybody owed him a huge apology. I think it's funny how I didn't even really know his real name until I was like 7 or 8 years old. Everybody calls him Beaner. He's been called Beaner his entire life. People always ask me that, is he like Latino? I'm like, no, it's just Beaner. I don't know, probably my favorite was that whole like 3-year gag when he told me his mom was a one-legged prostitute from Tijuana and that Mom wasn't his real mother. And then I would go run to Mom and I'd be like, Mom, like, what the hell? Is Beaner really like, are you really not his mom? And she would just say, no, Kev, he's just messing with you. You know Beaner, blah, 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 blah. And I'd go back to Beaner, I'd be like, see, I told you, Mom wouldn't lie to me. And he's like, she's just not ready to tell you yet, Kev. I'm just like, maybe she is lying to me. And then when he actually went to Cancun for spring break, he was like packing up his stuff and I didn't know that he was going to spring break. I was like, Bean, why are you packing all your stuff? And he was like, I'm going to live with my real mom, Kev. I'm like, what? He's like, I'm going to Mexico. I'm like, I thought you said your mom was from Tijuana. Tijuana's in Mexico, Kevin. And I'm crying. I was seriously bawling my eyes out. I'm like 7 or 8 years old. I loved him so much. Even though he fucked with me so much, he was just always, it was never like he was annoyed that his little brother was around. He loved me.
Beaner was 10, and I had Kevin, and he used to walk him in the stroller all the time, up and down the neighborhood, and he told me then, at 10 years old, all the girls would come out and say how cute Kevin was.
He was macking at 10 years old.
At 10 years old, he knew.
Beaner and I our one really big main connection was poker. We played a lot, like almost every night of the week, just cash games at the house, out, didn't really matter. I was always too young. I was never old enough to go to the casinos with him, so it was just it was a big deal. I've been playing poker with him since I've been going out and playing with him since I was like 13, and it was just like, on my 21st birthday, we were going to Atlantic City. First it was Vegas, but then we realized how much money we don't have, and we're like, we're going to Atlantic City, and we're just gonna do it up. And that trip was planned for like 8 years ahead of time. And 9 days before the trip, Hugh called me over the phone and was like, dude, your brother's in the hospital. And I'm like, great. He like busted his ankle or some dumb shit again, because he's always doing something stupid, like dance. Like, I remember like the last time he broke something, he broke his like fucking ankle because he was dancing on the back of a FedEx truck or something like that to Rod Stewart, like, if you like my body and you think I'm sexy. So I'm like, all right, he was probably just did something really stupid and broke something. And as soon as I walked in there, I knew pretty much. It was just tough, because I'm holding his hand, and his eyes were still open, and there was so much blood on his face, and I just wanted them to clean him up before Mom had to come in and see him, but they wouldn't do it because of the coroner, and they had to do this, and don't you want to know why he died? And they told me I had to call Mom, and that was really the toughest thing ever. It took me like a half an hour to make that call, and then when I called Mom, she was like, it was like weird. It was obviously like 4 a.m., and she was unnervingly calm when I told her. And she said, oh, okay, I'll be right there, kind of deal. And then she called the same line back like 5 minutes later. And she said, Kevin, did you just call me? And I said, yeah. She said, what did you just say to me? I thought I was dreaming. And I said, Beaner's gone. Like, no. It can't. He's lived through so much. Like, he had 9 lives. He was invincible. Like, regardless of what happened, we were always stuck with him. Like, he could get hit by a tractor trailer, which actually fucking happened, and, like, he'd still be around.
We're always on this roller coaster. If you want me, why can't you get closer? Never.
He's his best friend. I miss him so much.
Dude, stop.
Stop what? Check out that ass. Because it's stupid shit like that I'll never get again. Like, there's nobody that will get our humor. Not on. Like,
Seriously.
I could just, if I wanted to if we could be completely pissed at each other, and I could just, if I wanted to make him laugh, I'd just be like, just start looking at him funny, and then we would just start cracking the fuck up. It didn't matter.
It's not on. She's gonna break it.
Give me the fucking
You're gonna
camera. Give me the stop. You're still facing.
And on the drop of a dime, he was willing to stop fighting. I spent more time with him than anybody else, ever. Even Mom. even anybody. And like, and then just one day he's gone. And then the text stopped coming, and it's just things have changed, and I just wasn't prepared for it. I'm still not. I don't know. He's my older brother, and he always protected me, and I thought he was invincible. And I just wish, like, I don't want to say that our relationship was any different. Well, it was different, but I don't want to say that it was any better. But, like, brothers when they love each other, it's different. We were in it together. And, like, I just...
You only got one brother, Kevin.
He was so much more than a brother. Everything that I know because of him. I wanted to be just like him when I was a kid. Even back in the 90s, I would be in middle school getting friggin' fruity frosted tips just so I could be just like him. Just regret so much. And I know people say you're not supposed to and blah, blah, blah. Anybody who ever says that's bullshitting. Everybody regrets something. Even though I never made it overly abundantly clear that I was proud of him. I was kind of just like, awesome, dude.
If you had the opportunity to speak to him now, what would you say?
I have a tough time doing that stuff. Because in all reality, I can't really accept the fact that he's dead yet. I say it, but I mean, that's not him. I just can't, like, it's just, I don't know. I mean, I know he's in here, but I don't know. I'm too afraid. For the first time, I'm like really afraid. It's like it's life, and the world keeps turning regardless of what happens. It just doesn't stop. It doesn't just stop and he's gone, and the moment you just like hold on to that moment forever, or as long as you can, because you don't want things to keep going. You don't want the world to keep turning. Even though you carry that with you, the person next to you doesn't know that. Like, life just keeps going. You just get tired of thinking about it. You get tired of telling the same old stories. As much as your friends are there for you, you get tired of them being there for you. You realize that you put a lot of your life on the back burner because of, something that's going on in your life. And nobody blames you, but that's not helping anything. And you want to try to salvage the relationships with your friends that you've been ignoring, or the people who cared about you, who want to be there for you when you just want to be alone. And then you go out and then people ask, why you look so miserable, or why is this, why is that? Because they're used to you having a bubbly personality or what the fuck ever. And you just have to almost trick yourself into trying to be happy again. You have to do it because you don't want one loss to affect the rest of your life. There'll be times where I'm at work where I'm just like, I'll see something and I'll take it as a sign. Even though I don't believe in that existential shit, I'll just do it and I'll be happy. And then the next week, I'll just fucking hear a song on the fucking radio and just feel like a wet piece of spaghetti. Just like fucking just I just want to like fall, but you can't break down.
It's a really good comparison to wet piece of spaghetti. I can't tell you how many times in my life I felt like a wet piece of spaghetti and never knew how to say what it was. It's a wet piece of spaghetti is what it is.
It's like when you throw it in the pot and like you're waiting for it to just, cause like your knees buckle out under you, kind of, I don't know, it's just the feeling I get.
You get closer, never there. You're never.
I mean, I wish we had more time. I love him. I miss him. And there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about him. He died way too young. But at least he lived like a rock star.